Gentlemen.
Yo.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Very good.
Okay. Sorry, boys. Had
What the fuck is this with national shirts on you?
First of all, it's a Red Sox shirt. Second of all,
just checking.
I apologize for being late. I had a bathroom emergency.
I saw.
Diarrhea or like your
Yeah,
toilet
well,
blew up?
that's pretty much normal for me. We had fajitas for dinner, so it was, it was like a 35-minute episode.
Jesus.
But we got
What
the
the
potty squatty
fuck
in there
is
now.
wrong with
Yeah.
you?
How do you take 35 minutes to take a shit?
I mean, sometimes it comes out for 35 minutes straight. Sometimes it takes 30 minutes to get out.
Are you serious? 35 minutes straight?
I mean, that's not the average, but it's happened.
I mean,
Wow.
most of the time I take 35 minutes because I'm just looking at memes and cool shit on the internet, and then I wake up and my legs are sound asleep, and then I get up and my legs are sound asleep.
I
It's
wake
like,
up.
Fuck. I know. Sometimes you want to take a nap on the
Yeah,
shitter.
sure,
I mean, look
yeah.
at you, 35 minutes. You can't take a nap in between taking
Dude,
your shits.
Trust me. I've rested my eyes. It's
Especially
some of
a late night one when you got to get up in the middle of the night when your stomach's a rumbling. There's been a few times where I'm like, oh shit,
Oh, yeah.
I'm on the toilet, I'm sleeping right now.
Yeah. The wife knocks on the door. Are you okay? Oh, fuck.
Oh shit,
yeah.
I just nodded off.
Not all of it got in, but I'll deal with it in the morning. I'm coming to bed. Yeah, it's this is the life. I have it's self-diagnosed. I got a problem, so you can't make fun of me. I'm part of a group now, a support group. You can't make fun of me. There's a sensitivity attached to it.
Oh, makes sense nowadays.
Yeah.
There would be a group for that.
Everyone
Right.
belongs to one. Ray, you do too. The obese of America.
Yeah. Don't make
And
fun
look
of me.
at the
I'm
spotlight shining right on you tonight, baby. Look at this light.
Ray's
Like
got a
that?
couple. The totem pole of dumb.
It's just glistening off his fat head.
Fat. What's that?
You could turn yours up a little bit, Bill.
Yeah.
You got yours going?
Yeah,
It is
dude.
pretty. They are pretty bright. There you go.
So
That's
can we-
that's the Hollywood light, baby. That's what you need.
So-
it needs to be uncomfortably bright.
What are the rules for you, Bill? We need to go over this.
What do you
Those-
mean? Why
those
would
are-
I ever agree to that? You putting that fucking stupid picture up? Fuck off.
Why wouldn't you? Well, that is an amazing fucking picture. That took me 2 hours to do.
This
Good
is
for you.
unfair. This is unfair to the listeners, Ray. We have
That's
people.
fine.
We have people listening. Ray spent hours tonight in Microsoft Paint putting together a piece of art that you'll never get to see
Two
because it is-
pieces of art.
too.
The Billy Trash Can one was
Oh.
fire, and this one was fire.
Yeah.
Well, Ray, if your dumbass could just hit one fucking baseball, the world maybe would have saw it. So you know who you could blame? Your fat face.
And now the next person we have to blame is Tuukka fucking Rask. He's got to get us to it. He's got to get us to a goddamn Stanley Cup so Billy Badwords can butthole tattoo his
I'm not getting a
butthole.
butthole tattoo.
Yes, you are.
In the ledger.
It's not fucking happening.
We're going to the courts. We'll bring this to the high courts if we have to.
Yeah.
All the way to
Yeah.
D.C. We'll march, me and Rich.
Look, it's written in the ledger, and now it is a piece of art that can be looked upon by the illiterate and see exactly what is supposed to happen. So, look, game's up, Bill. Tuukka wins a cup.
No butthole tattoo.
It's happening.
I'm getting a Tuga tattoo. It's not happening on my ass.
His mouth is going to be your butthole with his eyes really wide and a puck fucking flying by his head.
It's never gonna happen, baby.
Oh, yes, it is.
Welcome to the Simple Minds Sports Show. We're adding some content for you listeners. With sports coming back, we're gonna do another headline show. I guess we're just gonna call it Wednesday Headlines. That's when they're gonna be released. So, welcome to the inaugural one of this, putting in overtime, boys. But we'll make it short and tight and good. No mom joke, Bill? That's fine. Okay,
I was writing a note down real quick, but no, it's never short. It's always really long.
got it. Okay. All right, let's kick it off with the NFL. So the big news here is Obviously, they're kind of trying to come up with a plan. Seems like they're just starting to figure it out right now, which seems bananas. And it also seems like what prompted it was the Sunday social media movement, whatever you want to call it. There was, more than enough people, more than count. Big names, Drew Brees among them, with the hashtag We Want to Play, putting out on their social media accounts, tagging the NFL, essentially asking them for a better plan. That's currently what's been put in place. So in response to that, over the last 2 days, the NFL, and it just was announced this afternoon, is all but officially canceled the entire preseason. Mm-hmm. We'll get into the repercussions of that in a little bit. The other thing that they've implemented is daily tests for the first 2 weeks of training camp. That will go to every other week if after those first 2 weeks the number is below 5%.
Isn't it every other day? I thought it was every
I'm
other
sorry.
day.
Did I say week? I'm sorry.
It's week. It's every other day.
My bad. I just got off the toilet. It's every day. It's every day for the first 2 weeks. They'll be testing every player, I believe every staff member too. And if the number of positive tests is under 5% after the first 2 weeks, they're going to go to every other day. I have an initial reaction to it. Here it is. You cheap, dumb motherfuckers. Jesus Christ. Here's the numbers. It's $500,000 per day to test every player in the NFL in a $15 billion industry where the threat is you will lose your entire sport and your entire revenue chain will go down the drain if these teams run rampant. We've seen it happen in the MLS. That's a perfect example. They had to leave the bubble. So you can afford it. And you're not even addressing the player safety, and 5% is a fucking joke. 5% is a huge, huge number that they would have to get to continue testing every day, and their still end goal is to test every other day. So, was your guys' initial reaction to this the same as me? Should they be testing every day? Do you think every other day would be fine if they're contained to a certain point? Ray, what was your first thought of that?
Well, the other thing, too, that you didn't mention is that the players need to test negative just to enter camp.
Right. They have to do two.
They have to have two, yeah. So in 72 hours.
72 hours, yep.
And I also saw multiple sorry to interrupt you, Ray. Multiple teams have been delayed. The Jets, one of them, their reasoning was they aren't sure what the NFL's procedures are. They're not exactly sure what procedures to follow. So they've delayed allowing some of these rookies that have showed up early. The Patriots announced that they're going to start theirs Thursday if everything's in place. So we'll see. Sorry to interrupt, but continue.
No worries. But, yeah, so that was the other thing I had to say. And it's not like the NBA or NHL. There's no bubble here. So there's a vast group of people going down there into each training camp. So also the key fob thing, I don't know if you heard about that.
Oh, this is so fucking dumb.
They have a key fob, so in case, say, Rich and I are playing on the field together, if I get COVID and he was close to me, they'll now know that he has to quarantine as well. So, I mean, the NFL is coming up with these crazy, wacky ideas, unlike MLB, who's just testing people and everything's been going pretty smooth as of right now.
It seems
wait till travel starts. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Right. Go ahead, Bill. What was your initial thoughts? Anything different than?
The more I read into it, the more it's all about money with the players right now. They're $35 million they want to cut, or they are 35% they already agreed to cut. They want to cut
the owner. Are you saying it's all about money for the owners?
I think the players, because now the players, if you look into it next year, they're talking to every team's going to get another $70 million cap hit minus next year. It's all about money. With the PA and the owners, they're all fighting one way or the other. It's all up to do to money. The players don't want to give up all this money. We're looking at another baseball situation here. It's the same exact fucking thing that's going to happen. That's what I think. Yeah, I think they're nervous about COVID, but I think when you really look into it, it's all about money. I think this is what the biggest thing. This is what's going to drive everything with the NFL right now. Is all about the money. They're going to owners are going to try to fuck the players. PA is going to try to fuck the owners. It's all a money grab, I think.
So let me lay some of those details out for you. And just quickly going back to the testing, like you were saying, Ray, and the procedures, it seems kind of straightforward. Some of the Bruins had put out some social media. Some of the Red Sox put out some social media, taping themselves going through all the procedures and stuff. Look, you got to do what everyone else is doing. You go to work. But you actually get tested every single day. You have a better situation than most of America. You go to work, you do your job, you leave, you go home, you limit your exposure everywhere. You go to work the next day, you get tested again, and if you stay within those parameters, then that should be fine. I don't know why they need all of these extra bells and whistles attached to everything. I get, maybe that they're trying to be extra safe, but it seems to me like it's going to create more problems and question marks than it's going to do any good.
And it's like the brain, they're not even the brain swabs either. They're just the little nasal swabs. They don't have to go all the way back.
Yeah.
And once the saliva swabs are readily available, they're going to switch to those too. So they should, they're going to cost more money, but test every fucking player every day. But
it's a drop in the pan money wise for the NFL to do that, and you're splitting it up for every owner, something like $2 million for the year for the owners. So getting into the money, Bill. So here's how this is going to go. The NFL is going to continue to propose all of these ideas. The NFLPA will continue to negotiate with them and approve them or not as they come along. But eventually, once we get, I don't know what the date is. I don't know if they set a date on an agreement yet. But eventually we're going to get to a point where the NFL is going to say, this is it. This is what you have to offer. If the NFLPA is not in agreement, the big thing here is they can't strike. They can't strike because the CBA, a new CBA has already been, they've already agreed upon it in the spring, starting in 2021. And if you want to renegotiate in coronavirus time, as a players associate, good fucking luck, because all of that revenue, all of those money, all that money, all of those numbers are going to be way down. All of your leverage is going to be shot. So they really can't strike. So the act that they would have to do is they would have to file a grievance and they'd have to go to court. So you'd be looking at a legal battle between the players and the owners, like we saw, and you'd be looking at an MLB situation. You'd be looking at the players and the owners in court, and there'd be a huge PR battle. Biggest difference here is we wouldn't miss games because the players are going to have to report. They have to. They can't strike or the CBA will get ripped up. But so to your point, Bill, the things that you're bringing up, initially the owners want to hold 35% of the salaries in escrow. The other report is they wanted to cut the entire salaries each team by $40 million. And then they wanted any additional loss in revenue to affect the cap next year.
Yep.
The players' proposal is pushing it all out and spreading it out from I think they said 2022 to 2030. So something like that. So like a 5-year spread in the cap, so you can kind of bury these losses and the players won't lose their money. Obviously, the big one there is the owners are going to take a little bit of a hit or even a big hit in the short term this year, next year, mostly. So I guess my question to you is, do you have a prediction on how this is going to go down? Do you think, you would think that they're going to land somewhere in the middle of all that shit, but look, I don't know. The NFL owners generally get what they want, no?
Yeah, they always get their way.
Yeah, they always get what they want, yeah. I mean, I'm on the fence. I think they're going to miss games, but, I predicted 10 games this year. I think something –
But sorry to interrupt you, Bill. Do you think they're going to miss games because of coronavirus complications, or do you think they're going to miss games because of a labor dispute?
I mean, if the players are really going to kick their, feet in the sand, file grievances, then yeah, you might see missed games. But I think more coronavirus than this. I think the owners will eventually get what they want.
So my understanding, though, is if they file a grievance, then that is strictly a legal battle. So, and it would have to do with money and how that's going to be affected down the line, because for the players not to report, like if there's going to be a time, there's going to be a deadline. So the first deadline is August 1st for any player to opt out. And that's hard. What they're proposing, what the NFL owners are proposing is a hard line. You decide and you can't come back. That's it. That's all you get.
Yeah,
and if you decide to come,
negotiate a contract either.
Right.
And you lose a year, your contract rolls, but you can take $150,000 off your contract next year.
Yeah, there's a stipend. It was like 150 to 250. Yeah.
No, and it comes off your paycheck next year.
Right.
But the biggest thing is you don't get a year of service time.
Right.
So, I mean, I think that's the biggest thing because a lot of these guys want to get out of these contracts and get their big money deals. But if you're rolling over, I mean, shit, look at Josh Gordon, got suspended so many times. He was in the Cleveland Browns for like 7 years when he was on like a 3-year deal.
Right.
So, I mean, you're going to see more of that happen.
That's why I think you're right. This is a big money play. And this is where, look, be careful, NFLPA. Do not piss on my leg and tell me it's raining. Do not hashtag we want to play and then negotiate all of your fucking preseason games out because you don't get paid for those preseason games. We can see right through the bullshit. We can see right through the fucking bullshit.
Yeah, that whole preseason, because they've been trying to get rid of preseason for years now, you know, and they saw
because they don't get paid for them,
right? And they saw
the owners do. The owners,
but you got to think, dude. I don't know. You got to think. How do you get picked just on practice? You got to get in these games, right? So I mean,
sure.
You're already looking at the NFL cutting from 90 to 80 on your training camp now. Mm-hmm. So it's like if you're missing preseason games, get back into your roster, guys. Don't get you need game speed. Playing against each other is not getting game speed because you're not lighting each other up. You're not playing everything you would do in a normal game. So it's like, why are you trying to cancel the preseason when you legitimately need guys that, like, you're going to lose jobs because you cut the preseason? So how much money are you going to make if you're as a player if you're losing a job because you don't get nothing on game paid?
Yeah.
Well, the other thing too, can I stop you real quick? So with this new training camp as well, 7 days at the old system, it was 7 days, and then they could start tackling.
It's 18 now.
It's 18 now, so that's another 11 days. Thank you for the math, Bill. 11 days, and that's a lot. I mean, like, I was listening to Felger Bass today. There's going to be a lot of sloppy tackling. The league was already bad at tackling as it was. Now there's going to be a lot more because these guys aren't going to be tackling until 18 days in the training camp right before the season starts. So
you can't even condition as a team until week 2. After 7 days, you can start conditioning. 7 to 14 days, you can condition. But you think, like, as I'm reading it right now, days 5 and 6 are physicals, and you can't have more than 15 guys in the building. So it's like, when are you getting your team together? You know,
hold on. Canceling preseason games, we're getting a little off the mark on that because now we're talking about the effect of the virus on the season and on training camp, right? So this is where the money play comes in to me. Canceling the preseason games is a negotiation by the owners who are going to come heavy off the money side. The players that was a big chip on the player side to get, and the owners gave it to them pretty fucking easy, honestly. So the next move from the owner side is going to be a big money play, $40 million cut off your salary. All of this is going to affect 2020 salary cap. 35% in escrow, whatever the decision the NFL owners want to make their nut the same way we saw the MLB owners acting, whatever that is, that's next down the pipeline.
Yep.
So what you're talking about in terms of the tackling and all of the hurdles that the teams are going to have to overcome in training camp, that's virus related. To me, those are two separate issues that every team's going to have to overcome. And I don't know how much that is associated to the CBA or not. I don't know. You know, maybe players are negotiating less time that they have to be there for whatever reason. That's why they did it last time, less practice time, less pad time, which makes the product worse, which makes, in my opinion, getting back to the no preseason games, huge injury risks.
Yep.
Huge injury risks. So let me tee this up for Patriots Central question here. What is your initial reaction to the consequences, or consequences is the wrong word because I'm swaying you one way. What does no preseason games mean for the Patriots, good or bad, Raymond?
Bad. You got a new starting quarterback no matter what. You need him to get acclimated to playing with the guys, game speed, like Bill was saying. They usually did the dual practices with teams, usually Detroit, Carolina. Usually you had joint practices, so that would help things out. You can't do that this year. So now it's just you're going against your defense. That's the only thing you're going to be able to justify your number one this year. So I think that's going to be a huge problem for New England going into week 1, that they'd have no competition. If Cam is not up to speed, it's going to look bad for him. Stidham might actually have the leg up on him right now because he knows the system. He knows the plays. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting come week 1.
Bill?
It hurts Cam Newton the most. I mean, he's learning the new system. So, I mean, the rumors you're hearing the last week or two is Stidham's still entrenched as a starter now. And this only proves if we have no preseason games, you got to kind of go what you've seen in the system, and that's Stidham, right? But, I mean, ideally you'd want Cam to start. And this hurts the team more than anything because then you're just going against your base vanilla defenses that you'd normally see in the preseason. You're not seeing different defenses that you'd see in the regular season.
Okay.
And even just getting teams again, you know what I mean? And again, game speed. You're not going game speed against your second defense.
Let me play contrarian here because I agree that yes, ideally this is the reason for preseason games on the field. Also, I think it really hurts the NFL from a logistics standpoint to using some of these games. They could have, they could have done what baseball is doing and kept it regional, sent New England to Buffalo and New York to New Jersey or whatever, and just tried out a couple travel days to see how it was going to go. Now you're going to go into week 1 of the NFL season with the world watching and hope, shit's going to go wrong. Fucking Toronto Blue Jays don't even have a fucking stadium. Shit's going to go wrong. Okay. So, not having the preseason is going to hurt in a lot of those ways. It's going to hurt in every way that you guys just mentioned on the field. Here's how I approach it with the Patriots. Look, we know I'm not a Cam Newton guy. So I don't think Cam Newton's the fucking key to this team anyway. So if he's your starter, he's your starter. If he's not, he's not. If Stidham's your starter because he has more time in the system and he looks better than he is, to me, those things are kind of moot. What makes everybody's in the same boat. That's the difference maker for me. Yeah. Every single team is in the same situation, and that situation is chaos. So if you're going to take an organization or a coach or a coaching staff and immerse them into fucking chaos, who's the coach and coaching staff and organization you would give the best odds to come out of that successfully?
Patriots.
Now, I get the most important person on your team, most important position is brand new, and there's a huge question mark there. And that limited time in practice and preseason games is going to hurt that offense. But don't we think that a little bit too much attention is being paid on the fucking Cam Newton, who is not even here yet? They still have a defense that they're going to lean on the entire season. You have an offensive line that has been ranked a top 7, top 5 offensive line in the league. Are we paying just a little bit too much fucking attention to Cam Newton and Jarrett Stidham for that matter?
Yes, those are our fucking quarterbacks.
Bill Belichick is your fucking coach. This has been my point from day one.
So what if he gets COVID? Then he starts missing games. He can't be on the field. He can't do it in the press box. He can't be anywhere in the fucking thing.
Look,
you coach without him.
Bill Belichick will not get COVID.
Look, first of all, Bill Belichick is COVID.
I bet he got COVID in fucking Connecticut eating his foot-long Subway, his Forrest Gump-looking motherfucker, okay?
Nobody in ankle-high fucking Dockers can get COVID.
No way.
He's walking over it.
Him and Jim Harbaugh are fine.
If we want to play the what-if game with COVID, then you're going to have to go down the entire fucking line. What if Jarrett Stidham, Brian Hoyer, and Cam Newton, what if it goes right through the quarterback room, and now you have Julian Edelman starting behind center? Like, they probably have as good a chance as they do with Brian Hoyer, honestly.
I could get behind Julian Edelman.
Well, fucking Kent State Wildcat? Sure. Yeah, we can do that. Hey. No, but you understand my point, though, right? Look, I get it. Not having preseason overall is a bad thing. It's overall bad for all of the reasons we just laid out. But if we want to talk about the overall success of the New England Patriots this year, I would rather have nobody else. Now, look, it would be a lot easier if you had a quarterback who's been in the system for 20 fucking years to be coming in. That would be pretty seamless. No, Bill Belichick.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of, guess who he's throwing to in Montana this weekend?
If you say Edelman, I'm gonna
Amendola.
Oh, that's fine.
That's fine. He's still got a contract in Detroit, right?
They're not even on the same team, and he's up there throwing with his little fucking binky up there. If it was Edelman, he would have been on my list.
What's your favorite saying there, Treshkin? Oh, they're touching dicks. They're docking.
They're docking dicks for sure.
Oh shit. Oh well, look, we're getting into it. The NFL is a headline grabber. We're just getting in the training camp. We got baseball starting on Thursday. basketball, NBA and
Celtics
NHL
Friday.
right behind them, and NFL is still grabbing headlines, and they're going to continue to do so because, as much as we said they're just going to push through and cheat and do what they have to do to get games playing. Coronavirus is a beast. This is going to be their biggest obstacle all year. If they don't do it somewhat right, they're going to fuck up, and it's gonna hurt.
Rich, you're already seeing it. The first report was 95 players tested positive, and then they retracted that statement and said, oh, no, it was 56, but then it was like the staff and all this other bullshit. They're going to do these numbers the whole year. I saw that just come out like an hour ago, and I started hysterically laughing. Here it comes.
Yeah.
Faking coronavirus tests.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're going to fuck it up. Like we've said all along, I think the biggest ray of sunshine hope in that is you're going to get a big sample size of the MLB who has fucked up royally along the way. If they can get their shit together and kind of figure it out, then, maybe we can look at the NFL and go, all right, well let's just wade the storm here these first couple weeks into the season, and hopefully midway through they can, we can have something of a normalcy in whatever that looks like.
Yeah. Baseball and football have this in common. Both their commissioners belonged in R210 in high school, if you know what I mean.
The old special room.
Good
That was a very clever way for Billy Badwords to get a bad word on the program without getting beeped.
Without getting beeped. Well done.
He's getting smarter, Ray.
Rain Man's getting smart.
Rain Man. He's at that.
I mean, we're the only ones that get that, but it's good.
He's in that zone of Trulies. He's found it. You can tell he's bouncing back and forth. He's Muhammad Ali. All right. Well, let's speaking of baseball, let's dive into that because we do have opening day coming on Thursday with the Yankees and world champion Washington Nationals. My very own Washington Nationals. Proud to be a National League fan of that team. So before we got on here, I was watching the exhibition game between the Red Sox and Blue Jays.
Yeah, me too.
Here's my initial thoughts, and I want yours. I was watching it, listening to Eck and Remy and those guys, and at first I was like, "All right, this doesn't get me going. This seems weird. There's nobody in the stands. They're pumping in the noise, which is kind of weird." So at first I'm like, "This just seems like spring training, which I've never been into. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get into this." And then Devers got a hit. Mitchie Two Bags blasted a 3-run home run.
Yeah, Mitchie Two Bags, baby. And
I inadvertently went, "Fuck yeah." And I went, "Oh shit, they got me." Like I'm just a sucker for. And then you started watching, and then the Weber kid is looking okay, like he's got his fastball moving.
89-mile-an-hour fastball. That.
That little guy.
Shit.
But he was, Vlad Jr. only got a single off him. So the point is, I wanted to ask the question: are you guys excited for opening day Thursday, and then obviously Red Sox opening day is Friday versus the Orioles? And my just guttural reaction for the guy who thinks baseball is dead is, yeah, I'm excited.
I'm so excited. I fucking love baseball. I fucking love it. And dude, just a lineup today, very weird. Yeah, JD in the 2-hole. So it's going to be interesting. You're going to see that go. You're at Benintendi, JD, Devers, Bogarts 1 through 4, and then that's a weird lineup having your best hitter at your 2-hole. What I mean? So we'll see it, but yeah.
Ray, how you feeling?
So
how you feeling about? How excited are you? Are you gonna watch? Are you gonna tune in Thursday for opening day of MLB's COVID season? Or are you gonna wait for Friday? Maybe tune into the Red Sox a little bit. What's your level right now?
Well, we're all gonna be together. So that's
right.
That's gonna
Ray's
be nice.
going to be sleeping because he's going to have too much to drink on the golf course.
But it's one of the toughest sports to play, so it's going to be very nice to watch these athletes go out there, hit these fucking pitches that are just so hard for the average person to hit.
Idiots.
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing. I can't wait.
I can't wait to see your amazement and just respect when someone clobbers an 89-mile-an-hour fast. Fucking Red Sox 89-mile-an-hour fastball over the green monster.
Yeah, you got to respect
Ray
those
goes,
guys.
Look, that's a tough pitch to hit. Trust me.
That's hard.
I've tried.
Hard. I tried.
JD hit a dinger today too.
I got a question for you guys. This was a little bit associated to the Yankees, Nats, and the Red Sox all tied into one. More so Yankees. Would you rather I'm gonna lay this out for you flatly. Give me an answer, and then I'll explain my scenario. Would you rather have Garrett Cole or Mookie Betts?
Garrett Cole.
Garrett Cole.
So, let me lay the scenario out. You don't sign Chris Sale for the stupid fucking contract that you signed Chris Sale. You get ahead of the Mookie Betts trade and actually trade him for something decent, or just do the same trade, get his salary off the books, and then go make a competitive offer for Garrett Cole and compete against the Yankees in 50-50, see where he goes. Is that not a better plan of action than what the Red Sox did in this last offseason?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Fuck the Red Sox. But I'm very excited to watch them on Friday.
But dude,
GM Rich. Wow.
You couldn't have traded him after the World Series. You couldn't.
You could have traded him the same offseason that you could go sign Garrett Cole. Beginning the offseason starts, you trade him the fucking Dodgers. You don't sign Chris Sale to the extension the year before, and with the foresight that Garrett Cole is going to be a free agent, so you go get him. You have a foresight that Mookie's not going to sign. We can't trade him after the World Series. Chris Sale is up for an extension, and Garrett Cole is going to be a free agent. What do we want to do here?
Okay,
and this is what they did. Everything wrong.
Right, but can I kind of counter that?
Sure.
Chris Sale doesn't get hurt. Who would you rather have? I'm just saying, Garrett Cole or Chris Sale?
Garrett Cole.
No, Chris Sale.
No. Chris Sale for Bill to say what if Chris Sale doesn't get hurt? Chris Sale has got hurt. Not technically hurt, but has not finished the season almost his entire career. He's 6'7", like 110 pounds.
I still think Chris Sale's a better pitcher.
Maybe he has better stuff, but Garrett Cole's a goddamn lefty. Beast.
And a lefty.
Look, I get it. I get how good Chris Sale is. And in 2 years after ACL, when these guys come back stronger, maybe he will be. But the Yankees might have 2 fucking World Series before then.
Okay, so you did a what-if situation, so I can't do what if. Now you're shitting on my what ifs.
Your what ifs are ridiculous. If Chris Sale doesn't get hurt, Chris Sale's getting hurt.
So if the Red Sox don't sign Chris Sale the year before Garrett Cole, dude, he was going to the Yankees the whole fucking time. We all knew it.
Yeah,
no, your what if is way worse than my what if.
God, your mustache is way worse than mine.
Whatever, gray beard. Look, all right. We touched on this again, but I still just think it's funny to say the Blue Jays don't have anywhere to play this year. That's hilarious.
PNC Park. It's looking like PNC.
Oh, we're going to step all over that joke.
The season starts today or tomorrow. Tomorrow the season starts.
Yep.
What the fuck?
Well, they're on the road to start anyway.
Oh, yeah.
You got a week to find a home?
Dude, the best one I heard was, though, they get this. If they were a road team, they would be sometimes home team in the road parks just so they could get a home games.
This is what's going to happen. They're going to play everywhere for about a month. They're just going to stay on the road forever because the MLB has Bill's scenario. They're on the way for a couple. They're away for a couple series. We'll figure it out.
Yep.
The city of Toronto, the nation of Canada kicked you out like a week before the season was supposed to start. MLB, you don't have a fallback plan? Are you friggin' kidding me?
Well, I love how
it's baffling to me. The $10 billion, your business is worth $10 billion. And we are left with these types of scenarios. It's like, if this whole situation, not even just sports, just everywhere, has not left you speechless or opened your eyes to the lack of leadership in everything that we have going on in the world, it's like, look, we call this the Simple Mind Sports Show. I'm beginning to think we're not that much dumber than everybody else who's in charge of everything else.
I don't know. We're pretty dumb, dude.
Yeah, I know. We're pretty dumb. But there's other people that other than us that are not that much dumber than them. All right, so Red Sox start on Friday. Like we said, they got it. They sucked me in today just with that stupid little expedition.
I was watching.
All right, let me ask you this, Ray. Who are you excited to see? Who are you most excited to watch on the Boston Red Sox in this 60-game season 2020?
So I think it's up to 3 guys: Benintendi, JD Martinez, Xander Bogaerts. Now that Mookie's gone, you need a face of the franchise. One of these guys has to step up and be the guy.
You're forgetting Rafael Devers.
He's not going to be the face of the fucking franchise.
Over Benintendi, he is. Oh, yeah, dude. Rafael Devers turning into a stud, baby.
Hold on, Ray. I didn't ask for 3. Awesome.
I'm saying it's up to one of those guys that.
Well, which
who
one?
Are you most excited to see?
Here's JD Martinez. JD Martinez.
JD Martinez. Okay. JD Martinez, because you think that he could be the face of the franchise.
I think he could be, yes.
Okay.
Xander Bogaerts.
First, Bill, is it, are we just
this
going
is Bill. Bill does this all the time.
Just fucking sideshow hour here? Look, I'm in charge. Shut the fuck up.
Mute that motherfucker.
I will try, but it was a dumb take. JD Martinez is the wrong answer. Bill?
Xander Bogaerts, dude. You just signed him long term. He's got the longest contract of the team. He's the guy. He's the face of your franchise. He's the rising star. He's top 5 shortstop in the league. He's the guy you got to be build off last year. He had 33 home runs last year, led the league in hits. Him and Devers are the face of they're your best prospects going forward. They're your two guys. I'm
with you, Bill, for a couple of reasons similar, but a couple of reasons different. But it is in your ballpark, Ray. You're just, per usual, the bottom of the totem pole of dumb.
Yeah.
It is about the face of the franchise, and it is Xander Bogaerts because of all the reasons you just said, Bill. But in my opinion, it's can you become your own man? Can you become your own player? Because under John Farrell, he struggled. He did not meet expectations. It took Alex Cora getting him in the right state of mind to really bring out the best of Xander Bogaerts. You don't have Alex Cora anymore. So can Xander Bogaerts ride on his own confidence? Can he walk into the park every day and go, I'm the leader of this team. I am the best player on this team. I am the best shortstop in baseball, and I'm going to go prove it day in and day out. Can he have that Dustin Pedroia mentality? And because he's not a vocal leader, we know that. But can he be a Dustin Pedroia for this team and be the workhorse, show up every day, go play and play as hard as you can and be the best you can every single day? That's what I'm looking for at Xander Bogaerts, and obviously that should result in results on the field like we saw last year. But through his career, he hasn't done that. He's had kind of too many ups and downs coming up in his first couple of years. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I mean, Rocky Dennis, a.k.a. John Farrell, never got the best out of anybody. Let's be real. But no, I mean, you got to remember, too, when he came up, he was
2013, flying Hawaiian.
Oh, please.
Mike Napoli.
Please.
Or was that piece of shit that bombed the Boston Marathon? Maybe that got the best of everyone. Yeah, John Farrell was there for the ride.
Jared Saltalamacchia. Yeah, dude, you and I could have fucking coached that team. They were just on a roll. But no, I think you remember when he was under Farrell too. He came up 21, I think, in 2013. So I mean, he's still 26, 27 years old. I mean, he's still growing into his prime. I mean, he was a young player under Farrell, for sure. So I mean, he has your ups and downs. All the good players do it, but the last year under Farrell, he was really good, and then you saw it with Cora, where he was turned into a stud, and then last year hit 290, 33 home runs, led the league, or over 300, led the league in hits. I think he was top 5 in on base percentage. He had 190.
He looks jacked too.
He had 119 RBIs. Like, dude,
he looks big this year.
You saw him today. He's your cleanup hitter. They batted him cleanup for the majority of the season last year.
I like him. Sorry to keep interrupting you, but I like him at cleanup behind JD. I think he's better protection for JD than the other way around.
And not even just JD. You're sandwiching Devers, because if you run this lineup, if you flip flop Bogaerts and JD, you have JD in your 2-hole now. You're sandwiching. You're going to see JD get better pitches because Devers is behind him, and then you're going to see Devers get better pitches because Bogaerts is behind him.
Yeah.
So I mean,
and you got a left right thing 1 through 5, and then whatever you want to do after that.
Dude, think about how good Devers was last year.
So that was my other
1-2 in hits.
So we're running up against it. So that was my other guy. Devers is a big one as the young upcoming stud.
He looks fat as shit though.
Yeah, he looks like he's a little chunky in the midsection, aren't we all? Coronavirus. He'll get there. The other one that dark horse that I'm excited to see is Hyman Bloom's 4-man fucking opener situation he's got for the 5th role. Look, it worked in Tampa. It worked in Tampa.
They just traded for a Tampa pitcher today, too.
Did you look at that fucking guy's stats?
Yeah, he's a former first-round pick, too. So I think they traded him for a couple of baseball bats and a bag of balls.
Bill,
I don't think it's much. So
Bill, his career record is 6-29. He has a 6.2 ERA, career ERA.
Oh shit!
He was with the White Sox, and then he got traded to Tampa this year, I think, and they just basically fucking gave him up. So
I never even heard of him, so I didn't even bother looking at him.
I don't even know his name, but all I know is the stats because 6-29 is not going to leave my head the entire season.
Well, they signed Zach Godley, who's just as bad. So
yeah, so I'm excited to see what old Hyman Bloom there can come up with his openers as the fifth man starter in the rotation. My last piece on this in this 60-game season for the Red Sox is I want to see them compete. So that's the question I had for you was what's the biggest thing the Red Sox can get out of this season? We're running a little bit behind, so not to jump on your guys' take, but obviously the easy one is the young guys, the Devers of the worlds. But for me, I just want to see Bogarts and Benintendi, Devers, Erod come back and fucking compete, play. Like you're not a front runner like you've been in years past. You're not a shoo-in for the playoffs in the World Series like you were with Cora last year and the year before. But that doesn't mean you can't ruin some seasons and be a team that can get in there in the wild card and make some noise. I would hate to see Bogarts and Devers and these guys just kind of fucking mail it in and have an okay season just because it's 2 months, and if you get off to a bad start, you don't put in any effort. So that's what I'm looking for. Compete is the word I'd put on it.
One more thing, and I think all three of us missed the biggest thing we need to look for: Alex Verdugo, the centerpiece of the Mookie Betts trade. You need to see the talent that made him a high draft pick. You need to see the talent that made him the centerpiece of this trade. If we get I get it, it's a 60-game sample. But if we don't get shit out of him in 60 games, because he has not looked good since he's been back. He's dribbling pretty much everything to second base. You know what I mean? So we need to see him produce. And if he's not producing, then it just makes this Mookie trade look even worse. I think he's the most important thing to see this year. I don't think they're making the playoffs. We like to see him compete, but we need to see him live up to the hype.
Right. You know what?
We hope they don't make the playoffs, Bill. We hope they don't make the playoffs.
Oh,
I don't even give a shit. I love the Red Sox. I would love to see them make the playoffs. If I have to go up and sing some fucking stupid-ass song, I'm doing it. But
speaking of bets, you know who I guarantee has a butthole tattoo? Verdugo. That guy's got a butthole tattoo.
He is a rapist, so you never know.
Whoa, alleged. All right, quickly. We're always up against it here. NHL, no Pasta, no McAvoy, no Kasich. I always fucked up that name. And no Nordstrom. And Tuukka Rask has a broken finger. So, let's go bees, Raymond.
Can I stop you right there? I believe Sunday someone said I had a stupid fucking take that it was.
He's been playing with a broken finger since he got back. Shut the fuck up. It's not a fucking issue. Shut up, Ray.
So is he hurt, Bill?
He's not hurt. He's been playing with it.
So you call a broken finger not hurt?
Oh my God! Shut up! He did not even leave a fucking practice because of it. He left because he got a stinger with a slap shot off the fucking fat of his gut, not because he had a finger. Listen to him talk. It doesn't bother me. Sometimes when I take it off the glove, fuck you. Your take was still dumb. No injury related.
But so I have a question. If you break a finger, does that mean you're injured?
Dude, it was. Shut up.
Yes. Okay. I was just trying to clarify. I'm sorry.
Ray is Captain Spite. Like, never gonna let it fucking go. Bigger news there is he says in shocking news that it's not going to limit him at any point in any games. But what he did on the same breath, basically the day before, talking to media, said, don't be surprised if no goalie plays all of the games in the playoffs, hinting that he's not going to play all of the games in the playoffs because he was getting his exercise on the golf course, eating personal pan pizzas and crushing Trulies with Ray and Big Mac, Dr. Big Mac over there. So the Tuukka Rask conundrum remains. We can only hope that he pulls his shit together. For the love of God, we need to see a butthole tattoo.
Yeah, and we need to stop having Pasta do roller hockey.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Stupid fucking check ass and get back into.
Do we think McAvoy fucked up in a similar fashion? Do we think he was jerking off somewhere in the shadows where he shouldn't have been?
He's got a pretty fine looking old lady. I think he's just blaming it on the pussy.
Okay.
Blame it on the pussy.
Hashtag
we got it out there.
Blame it on the pussy. That definitely correlates with Pasternak. Lastly, we would be if we didn't mention this, that would be wrong. I don't think I put it on the email for you guys, but NHL award finalists were released this week. We got Bergeron up for the Selke for the 9th year in a row.
Yeah,
if he gets this, it's his 5th. It's a record.
Yep.
We
Battle Hall of Famer, baby.
Let's see. We got no pasta on the heart. Bill, you didn't like that.
No, he should have been over Panarin. I mean, he had 48 goals. Rock Richard.
Ray, that's the NHL MVP.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, the guy from Edmonton, Driskelly or whatever. I forget to pronounce his name. He should win it. Pasta didn't deserve to win it, but he deserved to get nominated. But you saw it last week when
he was crushing.
One of the trophies he didn't get nominated for last week, and it kind of was like a precursor to him not getting the
maybe the Bruins sent a letter to the NHL like, don't give this guy any fucking awards because he
deserved to get more recognition than Panarin, I think. But
not if he's slapping high fives with frat boys in the North End and missing the playoffs. Vezina Tuukka's in there. You got help with the names Hellenbeck from the Winnipeg Jets and Vasilevsky from the Lightning.
Yeah,
you think
Vasilevsky's disgusting, but yeah, it's
Tuukka should get it right. He's been the odds-on favorite
to lose. Odds-on favorite, and they led the league in goals against average, save percentage. Him and the Bruins. So
Cassidy is up for Jack Adams Coach of the Year. So
he may not win it. He should win it, but it sounds like Tortorella should win in Columbus. Again, they lost Panarin to the Rangers this year. So I mean, he took basically his minor league team to the playoffs. So, I mean, I would love to see, obviously, where homers. Cassidy should win it. He's the best team all year, but I think Tortorella's, it's his to lose.
Yeah. Let's not understate what Cassidy did. He took a team that lost in Game 7 of the finals that everyone thought was going to come back with a big hurdle and a hangover, and they were pretty much guns blazing from the front.
Yeah, and Lane Vigneault from Philly should get some recognition too. That Philly, I didn't think should have sniffed the playoff spot this year, and they're right in the thick of things.
Hottest team when COVID hit too.
Yep. So he'll probably finish third. He should win it, but he'll finish third, Cassidy, which is kind of a shame, but
we'll see. Get into the end here. So NBA, some positive news out of the NBA bubble. They've got their shit together. In the last 346 players tested since July 13th, there have been zero positive COVID tests. Now, a little asterisk to that, the douchebag Dwight Howard is trying to put a little wrinkle in the fucking game plan. And let it be noted, the non-vaxxer, 5 children with 5 different women, ladyboy-loving, dumbass motherfucking Dwight Howard, who's been snitched on for not wearing masks and put out a 1-hour-long Instagram story rambling on about his stupid, incoherent thoughts about why he should not have to wear a mask in the bubble, is on the verge of being kicked out. Like he's at a private school and he's been in trouble too many times, and the league might kick him out of the bubble, which would just be the absolute best.
Can I ask you something though?
No.
And it's the same thing kind of Joe Rogan brought up with the fact of UFC. If you're testing these guys every single day, what's the point of wearing a mask?
Here's the point, Bill. First of all, PR. Second of all, every
but you're in
everything
a
that you can. I understand the logic of it. I understand the logic of it. But shut the fuck up, Dwight. Shut up. Just play by the fucking rules. This is what I say to everybody in their stupid masks. Just who cares? If that's what it's going to take if people think that, then just fucking do it. Like, shut up.
Yeah,
My God, these people that think their rights are being infringed on, it doesn't matter. You have to speak up because you're more important, and your voice is more important than everything else. There's 300-something fucking guys in this bubble that have given up the next several months of their life that are playing fucking volleyball and swimming in pools in Disney for the next 3 months to go try and win an NBA championship, and you're bitching because they want you to wear a mask. Just shut the fuck up or leave.
He doesn't want to be there anyways.
He didn't want to be there to begin with. I hope LeBron gets him kicked out. That would be the best.
Oh, LeBron would too.
LeBron's the lady boy he's been fucking the whole time.
That's just in. New conspiracy theory. Okay, last on that, do you guys see that bubble court thing they put out there? Like the virtual NBA court? They're going to have
the 2K court?
Yeah.
Barbershop and all that stuff? Yeah, fucking dumb.
Kind of dumb. Kind of dumb. Okay, that was it. So lastly, the fucking MLS, the Revs were on this morning. I got some sports in today, boys. This morning I watched the goddamn Revs. Let me tell you something. That was like
Rich,
watching.
I'm sorry, we don't have enough time for this.
Oh, I've heard we did tonight. We actually do. I want to get Raymond's thoughts on this because I watched this morning. There was no sound pumped into the game. They were playing in a stadium that literally didn't even have stands. Not no people in the stands. They just don't have stands at these MLS games. It looks like a high school field. It looks exactly like a high school field. There's no players. There's no sound, and let me tell you something. There's no talent. These guys fucking suck. So I watched 2.5 hours of that bullshit. But the best part is the announcers and their fun accents. That's actually kind of fun to watch and listen to. And then it ended 0-0. So that's soccer for you, Ray. Just give us a quick piece on the MLS, please.
The Revs now.
I'm sorry, actually, we did just get notice that we just actually did run out of time for the MLS this week. No, we'll get to it. We'll get to it next show, I promise.
You know what happened, Rich? If you didn't stop battling, we could have got Ray in. But
that might have been the case, but I did have to get my piece in. So this has been the Simple Mind Short Sports Show Wednesday headlines for July 22nd. Thanks for tuning in. Right. Do you not agree that is some of the watching soccer? That is some of the worst soccer I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
Like the
How
touches.
many goals have they scored? 1 in 3 games?
3.
It's not even the goals. It's the fucking turnovers, the passing. It's
terrible.
atrocious.
Yeah.
It's I don't even know soccer, and I'm watching and going, that wasn't close. That was
what they should
terrible.
Do? Make the fucking field, shrink the field and take out half the players.
So literally make it like a little kids game.
Right, like an indoor soccer arena. And let them check each other like it's a little bit hockey.
They should also have no goalies, so maybe someone could score.
Toronto's the best team in that group too. So that was their toughest test.
Toronto is a soccer team?
Yeah.
They had that little cunt Michael Bradley from the U.S. team that lost them all those games in the last.
Oh yeah.
Was he the coach?
No, Bruce Arena was the coach.
He committed a penalty in the box, then he didn't call it, and then those are the highlights.
Donovan.
Look, don't worry, Bill. We'll cut all this.
All right, perfect. Soccer's for fucking assholes, anyways.
Oh, he was gonna say a bad word.
I did. I was close.